Welcome to see our SOYAL videos. Today's topic is ISP tool. In this video, we will show you how to use our ISP tools software and what is the function of our ISP tools. Here you can see in this page, you could see there are 3 applications that we could use our ISP tool to make it successful. When you want to use our ISP tool, you would need to connect your controller with computer via RS485. And first, we will use ISP tool to upgrade the firmware. When our customer has some special requirements for their project, we will revise the firmware to them. Or if we want to add the new function to our controller, and we would also revise the firmware and offer the latest firmware to our customer. At this time, we would use our ISP tool to upgrade the latest firmware. And second, when you want to enter the programming mode, you will need to enter the master code first. How if you forget the master code? At this time, we could use our ISP tool to reset the master code of our H-series controller. Third, we could use ISP tool to copy the user data directory from one of H-series controller to another H-series controller. And after realizing the function of ISP tool, we are going to see where could we get this software. Here, you could see we could go to our SOYAL website and go to the download area and enter your ID and password. But first, you need to know that our firmware only over to our distributor. So if you are the distributor membership, then you could go to the download area and go to the software and USB driver area to see here the SOYAL device tools, and then just click this item to download it. And if you're not our distributor, then you could download the software directory from our SOYAL CD. And here is the attention of upgrading firmware. When you upgrade the firmware, please notice that you should uninstall the controller, which one you want to upgrade, and connect it individually to the computer and upgrade it. You could not upgrade over one controller at once. You can see this picture. If you want to upgrade this controller's firmware, then you should disconnect the other 3 controllers. Now, I'm going to show you how to use our ISP tools to upgrade the firmware. First, we will check the software, the server, to see whether your connection is right. Here, it shows the connection is right. Then you could turn off the 701 server because we were afraid the COM port would be occupied when you upgrade the firmware. And then open the ISP tools and choose the type of your controller. Here I type the 721H for example. So I choose this and choose the right communication port of your computer. And enter the right node number of your controller. Here my node number is 1. And you can load the firmware I put my firmware on the desktop already. Here, then you could choose this one. And remember to notice that the frequency is important to 721H. The speed is for EM frequency. And if you see the HD, it means the frequency is my field. Here my controller is for EM frequency, so I choose this firmware. And then open, and you could start to upgrade. Then when you see this run to the end, then it means the program is upgraded successfully. And here, when you see program completed, it means that you upgrade the firmware successfully. And here, I would like to show you how to use ISP Tools to reset the master code. The same, you could open the ISP tool first. And when you want to reset the master code, you might encounter 3 different kinds of situations that you need to reset the master code. First, if you forget the master code of one controller and you know it's no number, then it's very easy. Just choose the type of your controller and choose the right communication port and enter the target node number. Like my controller now is the node number 1, then I enter 1 and just click the reset master code button. And then here, when you see completed, it means you reset the master code successfully. And there are 2 other kinds of situations that you might encounter. First, you forget the master code of only one controller, and you also forget its node number. And second, you forget the master code of over one controller, not just one. At this time, you could also enter the 255 to the node number. Then you could start to reset the master code. And because you enter 255, it is not indicate to which controllers. Then when you want to reset it, it will not appear any information of upgrading. Then you should wait until the inform of initial failed. Then it means you finish the resetting. Now I'm going to show you the third function of our ISP Tools. You could use our ISP Tools to copy the user data from A controller to B controller. Here I will show you how to use it. The same, open the ISP Tools and choose the type of controller and the right communication ports, and then enter the target node number and just click the read EEPROM user first. Then it would start to read your card user data. It will take long times. So now I'm going to tell you what is the card user data. And it would only include the number of users and their card number and their password, something like that. It will not copy the parameter setting of your controller to another controller. And now we should wait for it. Okay, when you see it's time for you to save, then it means you read the card user successfully. And you could type the name of your controller and the date. Okay, and save it. And then now you could disconnect the original controller and then connect the new controller that you want to input the card user data into it. Okay, then the same. Choose the right type and right communication port, and then remember the target node number must be the same as the original one controller. And this time you could write double EEPROM user and choose the original one. Okay. Then it will start to write into it. And it also needs long times, so we should wait. When you hear a remind of sound, then it means you write into it successfully. Okay, I have finished my topic today, and it's time for you to test our ISP tools on your own. And thank you so much for listening.